guys, Orla here from GBO, your women's gear review channel. Today I am reviewing the Everyday Backpack 20 litre from Stubble and Co. If you have stumbled across this video, assuming that you are debating on whether or not to get the Everyday Backpack from Stubble and Co. So I'm basically going to break down what I find that it works for and what it doesn't work for, and running through some of the features just to give you a better idea as to whether this backpack is right for you. I have reviewed their roll top backpack, so you can head over to my channel to check out that review. I rave about it all the time. I absolutely love it. I use it predominantly as my gym bag. You can use it as a commuting bag as well, your everyday carry. This is very much designed for an everyday carry. You could again use it as a gym bag if you want. It has the laptop compartment in the back, so it kind of just separates them both. But I find that with this, more aesthetically, it does look a bit more like an everyday carry as opposed to the roll top backpack, which is more of an active looking backpack, I would say, in comparison to this one. So I have been testing this for a couple of weeks now. You can get it in the black or you can get it in the matcha and the concrete. Reflecting back, I wish that I got it in one of the colourful colours. I have packed out this backpack so that you can kind of see what you can get into this 20 litre. Throughout this video I'll unpack it to just kind of give you a bit of an idea. For a 20 litre it definitely packs out really well. Over on their website, they have the roll top as mentioned. They also have another bag that I really want to test out. I think it's called the kit bag. It's kind of driven more towards the gym goers, I believe. But as mentioned, I have used the Stubble and Co for predominantly my gym bag. So it'd be interesting to test out that one as well. Again, with Stubble and Co, they're quite versatile in their products. So most of their bags can be used in a variety of different environments. And they also have the adventure backpack as well, which has a hip belt, so that might be a bit more suited to you. I will leave the links for everything in the description. This is what the backpack looks like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". So this everyday backpack is priced at £125, so you can convert that into your own currency. In regards to free shipping, it has to be a certain amount over. So for those in pounds, 75 over, for dollars, 100 over, and for euros is 85 over. And for the rest of the world, then depending on your currency, it's going to be a certain amount over. The everyday backpack runs 30 centimeters in width by 46 centimeters in height by 14 centimeters in depth, and it is a weight of 0.9 kg. I just wanted to give you an estimate of how much it weighs whenever it is packed up, because it is pretty lightweight without everything inside it. For me, this is coming to about just slightly over 5 kg, so take what you will with that. It does pack up really nicely, as you will see throughout this video. The materials are what kind of make and break a backpack, and I have to say, even with the roll top over the last near enough 11 months or so, it has held up really well, apart from some small scratches, but that is mainly down to the lack of care I've put into the bag. So if you put more care, then it's obviously going to last longer. Over on their website, they also have a kind of care guide on how you should clean and look after this backpack as well, so you can head over to their channel for that. At first glance, the materials you might feel look a bit plasticky, but they are durable materials. Waterproof, binding, sealed seams made up with robust materials. It is made up where possible with recycled materials, but only when it has passed the stringent performance test. Stubble and Co have tested and approved its design so that they can guarantee you a long-lasting backpack. It is made up of YKK zips, 600D recycled PET, 200D recycled PET lining, recycled PET base, recycled PET webbing, 3D poly air mesh, and recycled water resistant zips, and it is vegan friendly. The main thing that I absolutely love in regards to Stubble and Co's products is the bright interior design. I have the backpack fully packed up, so I will kind of get into that a bit further when the bag is empty, but it is something that just makes it more easier for commuting, for looking inside your bag and finding what you need rather than having to do a lucky dip. I do love the subtle branding on the bag. So you have a bit here at the bottom And then you have some on the zips, on the strap, and on the back mesh. And it is a pretty flexible bag, so when it's not packed there is kind of movement to it, so it does allow you to pack up with that bit of flexibility. But just be aware, and maybe in the front and what you have here, it isn't as well padded, so just be aware of what you have in the front. It does kind of sit up whenever it is fully packed, depending on how you pack it. When it's not fully packed, it is grand, it'll sit up fine because of the bottom base. So what you have on here is your reflector, which is super handy for anyone who is cycling, so you have that there on your base. With the base, it is a bit flexible feeling here, but inside it is well padded, so when you are dropping down your bag, it is well protected, especially with the laptop compartment here at the bottom too. So you're just guaranteed then that whenever you are plopping down the bag, that everything you have in there is safe. On this side here, I have opted to put my 500ml in this side and then an umbrella on the other side. So you do have two kind of external compartments here. It is held in by the elastic and it kind of suctions around the product, so it is really super handy. And I love to kind of do a test of what it is like when it is flipped over to ensure that the products stay in place. And with them, they've passed. On the Stubble and Co roll top, they have the external strap, so if that's something that you're kind of interested in regards to placing maybe say your tripod through there, and then it kind of like is able to go through so that you can secure it in a bit more, whereas this just doesn't have that. But you do have these kind of two compartments, and as you've seen, they stay in really well. Then you have your first vertical pocket here on the side. The kind of idea is to swing the bag around, grab what you need on the go, and this is your kind of easy pocket to do that. So inside you have the bright interior, as you can see. Just be aware of what you are packing in there. I've opted for like £1 glasses because I don't really care if they get broken. If you have anything valuable, make sure it is well padded, because as mentioned, the front isn't padded, so that's just something to know. And then I have a measuring tape with the bag. Whatever you have in here, if it's not like slim and slender, then it is going to mold around that, and it just makes it, I guess, less attractive. I don't really care for that, but that is just something to note for things that you have inside there. And just be aware, as easy it is for you to get access to it, just be aware that there is no anti-theft here. But if the backpack is fully packed out, then whatever you have in here is pretty wedged in, so I would say you're safe enough. So your kind of front pocket here, just for a bit of reference, it doesn't run up to the top or to the bottom, so I thought I'd give you a bit of sizing. It runs 8 inches across and 9.5 inches down. As mentioned, they have YKK zippers implemented throughout the bag. It is well sealed, and what I absolutely love is that they've kind of created this molded zip pillar here, so they haven't just thought about shoving on a bit of fabric. They've kind of made like this kind of curves to your thumb, just kind of giving you that better experience of maneuvering the zips, and it has that bit of bristle too, so they've really thought about that and added in those kind of features to just give you that premium feel. Now on to the main pocket. Just something to note in regards to anti-theft, you could see this as a wee bonus, where the zips kind of run down in behind for toxic your bottle here, so you could tuck it in there when you're on the go and have that kind of hidden, or that could be a bit of a nuisance for you, so just leave it at the top, and you could actually fit a wee lock in there if you wanted to. The bag doesn't run down to the very bottom, it runs about halfway down, and the bag is this kind of moon shaped, and it opens up like so, and inside you are met with the bright interior design. I went ahead and packed up this bag to just kind of give you an idea of what you can get into it. So first up I have a hat, gloves, I have a hoodie here, and I also have a tripod, so for those who are wanting maybe that to be on the outside, you can actually place that on the inside if it is fairly small enough. This is kind of what the sizing is for my tripod. I have opted for my camera. I have put protection in that. While it is well padded, I don't think you should just fling your camera in there. And then I have my charger for the laptop. I have another little bag with a microphone inside there, and on the bottom here I've opted to put a USB, a hard drive, and a purse as well. Reflecting back as through the testing period, putting something down on the mesh pockets kind of just bulks it out if it's not as thin as maybe the drive here. So my purse is pretty thick, so then it just kind of compromises the space. So you can obviously pack it up how you want, but that just gives you a bit of an idea of maybe if you don't use those pockets, then you might have a bit more room down there. Then you have your kind of like a pen holder you can put in here, and then I've opted to put a book in here. And then there is another pocket where I have placed a book in, or should I say shoved it in, so now it's wedged in. And then you have your only zip pocket here, and I've opted to put a DS in here. With regards to these pockets, they run pretty deep down, so again, you can fit like extra electronic stuffs in there as well, because the spaces do run down a bit too. Not that it's flimsy, it's just that like kind of scrunchy water. Okay, I guess it is flimsy, so just be careful what you have in there if it is any kind of tech accessories. So as mentioned, in terms of the bright interior, with the roll top, everything inside, obviously apart from like the moments that you have here are black, but everything else is orange. I'm just wondering why they've opted to keep this black, because it does kind of create a shadow inside, so whilst you're still getting that bright interior, and it is helpful to have that to be able to see. I kind of wish this was also orange just to give that extra bit, but I'm sure there is a reason why they have chosen not to do that. I'm not really an organizer. I do appreciate the most minimalist kind of style, and this is enough for me. I'm not really, you know, I'm one of those people that kind of just shoves what I need in there. So this kind of does it for me in terms of not being overwhelming, and you can just pack it up if you want to, and you don't really have to as well, because it is there if you need it, and it doesn't really I don't really care for organization basically, but this is grand. It's enough for me. Then on the top here you have your only top loading pocket. Again, just being aware of that anti-theft. You could be a genius and tie all them together if you could be bothered, but whatever you have in here, just don't be as valuable. Don't let it be as valuable, I guess. I have opted for some of my reading glasses and some lip balm. It is a fairly small pocket. Could have probably done with it being a bit bigger maybe, but it is handy enough if you have keys or anything like that. I mean, speaking about being less valuable, I'm sure your keys are really valuable, so it really depends on what you want in there and how safe you feel putting keys, for talk's sake, in there. As you can see, as we start to kind of unpack the bag, that flexibility here. So moving on to the laptop compartment, I'm just going to take out the water bottle and the umbradoodle. You have your laptop compartment. So it doesn't run down to the bottom. It runs a bit before the main compartment. It runs round and it has the moon shaped. So you are accessing this from the top, and it is easy to just kind of get out your laptop on the go and Bob's your uncle. But if you have, it fits up to a 16-inch. If you have something smaller like my 11-inch, if the bag's not fully packed, then you kind of feel that movement of the laptop if you are bending over or anything like that. But when it is fully packed, then you don't feel it at all. And inside here is just space. There is no like organization or straps to hold it down. It's just taper tight in, and it doesn't compromise the comfort of the back system or anything like that. You're not feeling that laptop in there. You're only feeling the movement if it is a bit smaller and you're leaning forward. So take what you will from that. This leads me on to the back system. Let's start with the mesh padding, which I absolutely love in terms of Stubble and Co's mesh. I think it's absolutely amazing. For me, for an active backpack, I definitely look for something more that prompts posture, whereas this is just kind of what it is. It's just mesh. There is no moments of prompting posture, but I think that's fine for something that I'm using as an everyday carry, just because I am wearing a jacket most of the time and I don't really feel that, if that makes sense. And in regards to like the mesh, it doesn't hold any sweat or smell if you are using this in hotter weather. I found, especially with their roll top backpack. It was absolutely grand, really comfortable as well. And on the back here they do have the luggage slit. Thank the Lord they have it the right way, because I don't know why brands continuously put it this way. I did have a wonder as to maybe it was because it compromised the handle on the luggage, but then I tested it out and it doesn't, so fair play to Stubble and Co for actually putting it this way. Maybe a wee anti-theft pocket in here wouldn't have went a wee miss here. That would have been handy enough for, especially if you're on the go and you're using this backpack as your personal item, because it would definitely fit in the seat in front of you on a flight. Again, just check with the airlines. I'm talking about EasyJet. That's the one I fly with the most, so I know if I'm rightly I'd get this in front of the seat, but I really appreciate the fact that this is the right way. Moving on to the straps, just aesthetically they are a bit too bulky for me. I prefer with their roll top where they have ran on the padding here so it goes onto your neck, whereas this is just what it is, and it is a bit bulky. Because 99.9% of the time I am wearing this style of backpack with a jacket, I'm not noticing, not that there is any discomfort, but I'm not noticing the lack of maybe support in the back system. These straps are really, really comfortable. The only thing is when I put on the sternum strap, it just kind of gives like an ugly curve to it, and I just prefer it without that. But the sternum strap I definitely appreciate, because when you have this packed up maybe with, as you've seen, the weight of 5 kg, then it just helps distribute that load. These sternum straps are like adjustable and movable up and down here, so you can kind of build it to your own building height. But as mentioned, it just doesn't look right on me because I think they are so bulky. But when I'm wearing a jacket I can get away with it. If I was wearing like something like this, then it just, I don't know, it looks a bit odd, so I would opt without the sternum strap maybe, or if I don't really care then I will. But that's just down to aesthetics. It's not the actual like comfort of the straps in itself. And on the straps, which I really appreciate, is the external loopholes here, so you can attach anything that you might need, bank anchor or anything like that. And then over on the side here you have a mesh pocket that I've opted to put some AirPods in, which is handy enough because you can actually put like your ticket if you're on the train, or anything that you just kind of need to grab but you have it close enough to you to feel safe as well. I do appreciate the moments of dangle stoppers and these kind of external features that just kind of make the backpack a bit more of a convenience, especially when you are on the go and then noticing like where I am in busy cities. So it just is super handy and comfortable. As you can see now, the bag is kind of holding that bit of flexibility, so you have that in terms of packing up the bag. That's what I like about a flexible front here. You might worry because of valuables that you have in it, but in terms of like the back and your laptop compartment, they are all completely safe. For me, this is a great everyday carry. It definitely down to the materials. It is a long-lasting backpack. It has this kind of, I think with like the black, it's given like business vibes as well, but also urban, cool, hip and funky kind of vibes too. Whereas maybe the colorful ones, I would put that more with urban. So with this one, you kind of get it, you get the best of both with this kind of color. I don't know, you can let me know in the comments, but I definitely wish I opted for the matcha. That looks like a good shout. If there is anything that I haven't answered and you want to know about this backpack, then do leave a wee comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you as best as I can. If this review is something that you enjoyed, then why not consider joining the GBO community and hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next review.